Good evening and welcome to the vlog. This is a special vlog this week. We've got a few things going on here. We've got a little bit of an unboxing to do for a product that I've found. We're going to make special fried rice, which is a request that I've had from a friend from the Norfolk Broads forum. And we're also going to do Piri Piri chicken. But it's going to be done over the space of 2 days. This is Friday night at the moment. It is the 2nd of or 3rd of or whatever time it is. It's the 3rd of March already. January, February, March. We're already into March. It only seems like yesterday was Christmas, it was March. And it's about 10 o'clock at night. We've just had our dinner and we've decided to start this vlog off because we need to get the chicken marinating overnight, because you can't have Piri Piri chicken if you've not marinated it overnight. Now, getting to this product here. Food processor. Can't have a food processor on a boat. Told you that before. We don't have all these gadgets. I said in another video. But look what I've found. I have found a pull cord food processor made by Xylus. So we shall unbox this little beauty. I don't know how good this is. It could be a load of crap. It cost me £17.99. And this is what it looks like. What have we got in the box? Nothing, apart from this, which I can't even see because it's a load of rubbish. Chuck that out of there. Take this out of the bag. And here we go. This is a little food processor. If you can pan into that, Steve, and show people. This lid is very heavy. Well, not very heavy, but much heavier than you would expect it to be. A little food processor bowl. So I suppose what we better do, rather than messing about, is get on with it. And I'll show you how I make a Piri Piri marinade. Now this could all go terribly wrong, because I normally do this in an electric processor at home, and it works perfectly in that. But this is not. My food processor at home is one of the ones with a big mixing bowl and everything on it. It cost me 300 quid. This cost me £17.99 off eBay. I shall leave a link in the description below if it works. Right, okay. Piri Piri, lot of ingredients, quite hot. First thing, red onion. Put the red onion in. Second thing, get a teaspoonful of salt and half a teaspoonful of black pepper. And it goes. Next thing, 3/4 of a teaspoonful of oregano. Oregano. Next thing, there are 10 chilies in here. There's 6 ordinary green, 2 bird's eye green and 2 bird's eye red. 10 chilies, seeds and everything in. Be very careful when you're touching these and cutting them up and everything. Wear gloves, disposable gloves if you've got them. If you've not got them, thoroughly wash your hands after you've cut these and used them. If you put your hands near your eyes, or even worse, if you go to the toilet and put your hand on some other part of your anatomy, it could be very, 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 very sore. I'll tell you, that'll make your eyes water. Now, that's 10 chilies. In here, 3 bay leaves. Okay? In here, I've got, I don't know, 7, 8 cloves of garlic. However many I had. In here, I've got a good tablespoon of paprika. In here, I've got a thumbs up piece of ginger. And in there, I've got nothing. In here, I've got 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar. That was olive oil, and that was 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And this is the cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar. Now, here we go, people. Will this little blender work? It says all you do is put this lid on and grab a hold of this handle and hold it tight. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? That is absolutely perfect. That is a perfect marinade for peri peri chicken. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get my knife and just go round like that. Now I'm just going to put the lid back on. Now I'm just going to get another couple of pulls. Right, that's it, that's fine. No more. No less. Gonna wipe my hands, okay? And I've got a large chicken here. I'm going to get right on with it and I'm going to teach you how to spatchcock a chicken. Not a difficult thing to do. I'll move this processor out the road. I'll put it up there. And I shall teach you good people how to spatchcock a chicken. As I say, not a difficult thing to do. Once you've done it a couple of times, the great thing about spatchcocking a chicken is it lays the chicken out flat so you can cook it on a barbecue beautifully because it'll cook evenly on both sides. Okay, so we're going to take this string off first. We'll whip that out of the way. That can go up there. We'll just check for nothing else. Nothing else in here, no. So we've got one lovely big chicken. And all you do is turn it round to the neck end. It's amazing how many people don't know which end of the chicken is which. But the small opening is the head and the large opening is the bottom. So we want this head end here. Now, the best way to do it, what I'm going to do just to show you, I'm going to get my scissors, and I normally wouldn't do this, but just to show you people, I'm just going to cut this bit of skin away first. Okay, if you look in here, you can see the backbone of the chicken. Okay, there it's there. It's a very simple thing to do. Best thing to do it with is a pair of scissors. And you just take your scissors and you go in and you keep your scissors to the right of that backbone. Okay, bear with me. There you are. And you just go to the other side and you cut off the other side. Now, you can keep that for stock if you so desire. Now obviously, that isn't, I'll put that over here. That still isn't going to sit flat at the moment, so I'm going to show you how you do it. Inside here, I don't know if you can see it there, where my thumb is. I'm going to put the knife on it, Steve. Right there, do you see that right there where my knife is? That's a piece of cartilage, okay? Because people turn them around and jump on them, and you don't need to do all that. I'll show you how to do it perfect. Look, get your knife, sharp knife, place it on the cartilage, and just cut through the cartilage. Okay? Once you've cut through the cartilage, all you do is pull it open. There you go. That's all you have to do. These ends you can tuck under like that for decoration, but I'll tell you what, I don't want them. Because I am making peri peri. So people, that can go with that. By the way, keep that for stock. So there's your beautiful chicken, spatchcocked. Doesn't that look lovely? Yeah? So what we're going to do next, we're going to get a bag. Here's one I made earlier. There's no holes in this bag. We've double checked. Austin's very interested in what's going on. Good evening, Austin. Say hello to the camera.
Austin.
We'll get our spatchcock chicken. Going to put it in the bag here. Like this. And I'm then going to get my sauce, my marinade. I'm going to whip the lid off.
Pull the blade out.
I'm going to do that. Steve just telling me to pull the blade out, which I am going to do. There you go. There's the blade there, very sharp that'll be. I'm going to get my delicious marinade here. I'm going to put it all in there. Every last drop. This is so delicious, people. You will never ever, if you make this, you'll never go to the supermarket and buy another bottle in your entire life. And now all you do is get your hand in there. Look what I'm doing, Steve. I'm just rubbing it all over the chicken. Then I'm going to turn the chicken round. I'm going to get it all over the other side. And I'm just going to keep rubbing away. I'm just massaging it in all over, everywhere. Turn the chicken over again. Get plenty of that all over. And really what we're going to do with that then is wrap it up and leave it in the fridge overnight. And tomorrow we'll roast that in the oven. So there you are, people. That is how you make spatchcock chicken. And that is how you make a peri peri marinade. And really for best results, it's best to marinate it overnight. You could do it for a couple of hours, but believe you me, overnight is much, much better. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there for this evening. I'm going to keep my hand in there, and when I get off camera, I'll then go and wash it. But we'll be back tomorrow. We'll show you how we get on with the rest of this. We're going to do a lovely special fried rice to go along with this. And we'll see you all tomorrow. So have a good evening, what's left of it, and goodbye from me for the moment.
And myself.
Good night for now. So good afternoon, people. We're back. And we're at the stage now on our little special vlog on peri peri chicken, and a bit later on the special fried rice. So the chicken has been in the fridge all night in the marinade, and there's how it kind of looks. I've just cut the bag open, I've done nothing else, but there's how it kind of looks after being in the fridge all night. Now the next thing that I do is we get these throwaway trays here, because to be honest with you, you know, sometimes the mess in the tray, it's better just to have one of these and just chuck it in the bin. But what I do to give it a little bit of, you're always better roasting meat up. Don't sit it in the bottom of the tray and roast it, get it up a bit. So to give it a bit of flavour, what I usually do is just get some lemon, and I just cut some slices of lemon. Nice big slices of lemon. I'll use a couple of lemons because they're cheap enough. I'll just cut these little end bits off because I might even use these little ends. I'll see. I shall see how I get on. So I've got my lemon there. I'll wipe my knife. This is the messy bit. And I basically just set some nice lemons in the tray, like this. Set these smaller bits in the middle. And just set some of these other bits on the outside. It doesn't really make an awful lot of odds, but we'll do it like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a hold of the legs of the chicken. I find this is the best way to do it, and just try and knock some of the marinade off as you're doing it. What I tend to do is get a hold of the legs like that and just pull it out, and I just leave it like that, and I think that's absolutely perfect. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set it on top of these lemons. There you go. And I'm just going to let that come back to room temperature. And I shall put that in the oven. And I'm going to do it a wee bit slower. I'm going to do it at about a gas mark 5. And I'm going to do it for about an hour. I'll take it out after half an hour, and I shall scrape all the marinade out of here and put it into this little tub. And I shall take it out after half an hour, and I shall baste it all. Then I shall put it back in the oven, and I then at that point might turn the oven up to gas mat 6, because this is a big chicken. And I shall give it another half hour, and then I'll give it a full half hour resting before I carve it. So I don't know what the time is at the moment. I can't even remember what the time is at the moment. It's about 1:30, 1:45 time. So I want this to sit out for a good hour to come back to room temperature. It's nice and warm in here because the fans, the fire's running away. I don't know what the temperature of the fire is at the moment.
270.
It's about 270, 300 degrees the fire at the moment. So the boat's nice and warm. So this will come back to room temperature. You should never, ever, 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 people, if you don't do anything I ever tell you or say to you or suggest to you, never take a piece of meat, any kind of raw meat, out of your fridge and try and cook it straight out of your fridge, because it doesn't work. You must let meat, all meat, red meat, white meat, any kind of meat, you must let it come to room temperature before you cook it. So there's a good bit of advice for you. So I shall see you a bit later on when I'm actually taking this out the oven and it's done, and I'll just show you. So if you've been watching, thanks very much, and I'll see you when we get back. So people, we're back again. The Piri Piri chicken has now had half an hour in the oven. There it's there. And I've got a little drop of the marinade left that I managed to save. So I've decided to take this out, and I'm just going to use the rest of this marinade just to give it a second baste. And then I'm going to put it back in the oven. And I started it at gas mark 5. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it up to gas mark 6. And I'm going to give it another half an hour. And then I'm going to take it out again. So there you go, people. That looks absolutely delicious, doesn't it? So we will be back with you in half an hour to show you when it comes out of the oven. So we'll see you when we get back. So people, that's us, we're back. The chicken's now had its last half hour. And I'm just going to pull it out of the oven. Unveil it. Oh, I've just had a sauna. That'll be good for my skin. Oh, look at that. Now, listen to that skin. Lovely. Now, I know for a fact that that's cooked perfectly, but I'm just going to run my knife into the thigh, and I know that's perfect. But if you think, how am I going to ever know if that's cooked? If you get yourself a little probe, I'll put a link in YouTube to this video where you can get a little meat probe. They're inexpensive. They're about, I think they're about a tenner or something like that. I don't know, they're even cheaper maybe. But if you get one of the probes and just put it into the thickest part of the thigh, the probe needs to come up to 165, and if it comes anything above, but you don't want it below 165, that'll be perfectly cooked. If you're doing just a large breast and you put it in the oven, you know, and you want to test if it's done, if you insert it in the thickest part of the breast, it wants to be 155. So there you go, there's a good little tip for you. So we're going to let this rest now, and we'll come back in 45 minutes and we'll do the rice, and that'll be us done for the day. So we'll see you in 45 minutes. So this is us about to make the special fried rice. I've got the pan on heating up, don't have a wok, but I've got the pan on heating up. So I'm just going to do it in this pan. When we make this, we're going to go because we're going to have our tea. So I would just like to say thanks to everybody who's subscribed, a few thank yous to people. And while we've been sitting here at Ranworth, we've had 2 lots of holiday makers come by and come and speak to us. I've been watching the videos. Thank you to you, Lee, and I forget the other people's names. Can you remember their names, Steve?
Woody and somebody.
Woody, that's it, Woody. And so thank you to you, Woody, for coming and saying hello as well. And of course, please, if you like the videos, go down and subscribe. It really helps us, and give us a thumbs up. If you wish to give us a thumbs down, do. But we shall find out where you live if you do, and I shall come round and sort you out. So it's entirely up to yourself. So subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and that's a lovely old job. And we'll now get on with the special fried rice, which is for Madge and Padge. Madge and Padge, special fried rice just for you. Now I'm going to tell you a couple of things about special fried rice. The Chinese usually work on the principle when they're making a special fried rice of 3 proteins and 3 vegetables. Now you can do whatever way you want. You don't need to follow me, but I've chosen to do the 3 proteins and the 3 vegetables that I'm using, okay? And we're going to start, this is going to be rapid by the way. So we're going to get on, and I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil to start with. If I can get the bottle opened. That's more than enough. That's about a spoonful and a half. And the first thing I'm going to put in there is a little bit of Chinese sausage, which I couldn't get, so I'm using a different kind of sausage. So we'll get that on the go. Get it heating up. I'll turn my pan right up to full. Get that moving. Obviously a wok would be a lot quicker, and also at home, you know, my cooker at home is far more powerful than this. On a boat, these cookers, they're nowhere near as powerful as a conventional cooker at home. Okay, let's just start that off. That's more than enough. Next thing I'm going to do is onions. I'm going to get the onions going. The rice I cooked this morning, and if you go back to my video on 2 ways of how to cook rice, I used the second method to do this rice. That's exactly how I've done it, and it's beautiful and dry, and you have to have it lovely and dry to do stir fried rice. If it isn't, I'll tell you, it won't work. Your stir fry won't work. Some lovely smells there at the moment. The next thing I'm going to put in is garlic and ginger. That's 2 cloves of garlic, pardon me, and there's probably about half a thumb sized piece of ginger, so not a lot. And what I'm going to do with that now is I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of water in it. And I'm now going to add my red bell pepper. This will be terrific. So leave that like for a second, and I'm just going to plop a lid on there and just give that about 30 seconds just to allow the vegetables just to soften down just a little bit. We want them with a bite in them, but we don't want them completely raw. And as I say, you can use any combination of vegetables that you like. You can use peas, bean sprouts, whatever. I chose to use onions, red bell pepper, and garlic and ginger. And I did mean to use some spring onions, but I forgot to chop them up, so the spring onions are making in. Right, I think that'll be fine. I think that'll be adequate. Now, I'm going to use a little bit of ham as well, but I'm not going to put it until the very, very end because it's a piece of ham I cooked myself and it's very soft. Prawns, a little shrimps. And I'm not going to wrestle about with them for too much longer because they'll heat up as they go. So Imagine Padge, please try this. As you can see, it's very simple. You'll thoroughly enjoy it. No, I didn't put any salt in. Now what I'm doing now is I'm just moving out all the vegetables over to one side of the pan. Okay? And I'm going to move the ring. So this ring is only on this bit here. And in here, I've got 2 eggs beaten. And I'm going to pop them in there. And I'm just going to allow them to set. Which will happen at some point. Some people make omelettes up and cut them up and everything else, but I can tell you that is not the way to do it. This, how I'm showing you, is how a Thai person or a Chinese person would do it. I can guarantee you. I want this egg just to be like an omelette. Not like an omelette, sorry. Like a loose scrambled egg. Like it is at the moment. Okay, that's absolutely fine. We mix everything through, and I'm now going to start getting my rice in because I do not want my egg to overcook. I'll know how much rice I need myself, and I think I'll use the bloody lot. There you go. Just keep it on the go. I know I say it every week, people must think, oh shut up, but if you could smell this, it's absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to turn that heat down a little bit. Okay, I feel it's a little bit dry, so I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of water, and I'm going to add some soy sauce. I'm going to add about that much at the moment, and I shall know myself when I finish cooking this. Turn the heat back up now. So that is looking lovely. And I'm not stopping because I do not want the egg to go too far. Oh, that smells delicious. Okay people, the last thing I would have done now is I would have served this and I'd have put some some spring onions over the top of it, but I forgot to chop them up, so I'm not doing it. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. That is special fried rice. Imagine Padge. I hope you try it and I hope you enjoy it. See you in the next vlog. If you've been watching, thanks very much indeed. See you next week.